What's up everybody? Today we're going to cover barbell storage. Now I know it's not the sexiest thing I've ever built, but it is one of the most practical DIY projects for the home gym. With most barbell holders ranging in price from $30 all the way up to a couple $100s, the low cost of these DIYs make them a pretty good alternative. I start off by cutting my 2x4s. You'll need 4 that each measure 40 inches. It's not important to be super accurate, so I just use my previously cut pieces to mark where the next cut goes. It's much faster this way. I use my tape measure to mark every 5 inches. Then I use my rafter square to mark center. Clamping these two pieces together before drilling will make sure the holes line up. I use a 2.5-inch Forstner bit to drill the holes for the barbells. It goes all the way through the top 2x4 and halfway through the one on the bottom. The Forstner bit is large and doing a lot of work. You'll need to keep the excess wood chips out of the way so it doesn't get stuck. I also recommend clamping down the wood to the drill press on this step. It is possible to use a corded or cordless drill for this, just a little more challenging. It's messy. Even with my vacuum system, the wood chips are flying everywhere. Assembly is the last step. I use wood glue and screws to attach the pieces. I don't go crazy with reinforcing these pieces because they're not weight bearing. I could have planned this better and made them long enough to span 3 studs. I didn't, and have to attach some 2x4s to screw into. You'll want to measure your barbells before attaching this top piece. With your barbells standing up vertically, the purpose of this piece is to keep them from falling over. This is awesome. Now I have a place for my specialty bars. If you want to store your barbells horizontally, the gun rack style is the way to go. This build is very simple, however, it requires a lot of repetitive steps. We're going to cut our 4x4 into 12 identical pieces. I have a trick to make the cuts go a little bit faster. After I measure and cut my first 5.5-inch piece, I take the scrap cut off and attach it to a 2x4. Then I clamp this 2x4 down as a stopper. Once this is in place, I don't have to measure the rest of my cuts. I just push the 4x4 to the stopper and cut. Sanding is optional, but it helps to get rid of sharp edges and splinters. I'm putting a bolt into each of these 4x4 pieces to make sure they can handle the weight of each barbell. I use a rafter square to mark the center of each piece. Then I drill an inch deep with a 1-inch Forstner bit. In the center of that hole, I drill the rest of the way through with a 3/8-inch drill bit. These 4x4s are 5.5 inches long and they'll be spaced 3 inches apart. I cut a scrap 2x4 to 8.5 inches and use this as a tool for marking these lines quickly. Then, with these 2x4s lined up, I use the rafter square to mark the second 2x4. I pre-drill the holes for my screws. These don't have to be super accurate, I just eyeball it and drill about an inch above the lines I marked. Each 4x4 is then glued and attached with one screw to hold them in place. I use the 3/8-inch drill bit to drill through the 2x4. Then I add another screw on each one. I want the 2x4s to sit flush on the wall, so I use a Forstner bit to drill a shallow 1-inch hole on the back. This makes room for the washer and bolt head. Finally, we're ready for the bolts. I use a mallet to gently hammer them in before putting the washers and nuts on the other side. Tighten them up and you're good to go. Oh wait, nope, I gotta drill some more holes. Now we're ready for paint. Okay, that part is optional. Now that we're done, let's test it out.